Hey, 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 welcome to Biz Besties Show with me, Nicole Beatty, and there she is, Lakeisha Mosley. She is here live with me for the March 2023 edition. Now, I'm not sure, look, it took a lot for us to get here, Lakeisha.
Yes.
A
Yes.
lot for
It
a
did.
lot of like,
It
oh
did.
dang, I forgot to message her back. But we
Right.
we are here for March 2023
For
edition.
you
And
people. For you.
for everybody. Yeah, and the fact that
Yeah.
we're trudging along, right? This will be our third show. This is a monthly show. I said I
Yes.
wanted to do it monthly. It is our third
Yeah.
show. We're on Spotify. I guess we're on Apple. I don't have Apple, so we're on whatever you call that. Was it Apple, iTunes, whatever they call
Podcast.
that whatever they call that podcast
It's
network
just
anymore.
podcast. Can you believe it? It's just podcast.
Oh,
That's
it's not
it.
called
That's the
Apple no
name
more.
of it. It's
Oh,
Apple Podcast. That's it.
okay. They did away with all these other things. But we're
Yep.
we're we're every place. Any place that it can be. This show is there, and I'm so excited that we're on our third episode, meaning it's our third month. And we kept with it. We kept with it. I'm excited.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay,
Yes.
so let's go into the talk for today because like we said, we're here from the skin of our teeth, whatever you call making sure we get the show together today. But I wanted to talk to you about your event, how it went, because
Yes.
y'all know that in February we talked about our event, about getting guests and how difficult that was for to get guests. How
Yes.
did it go? What happened? Give us the whole rundown. I would love to know.
So it was amazing. I absolutely loved it. It was different. So this time I did do our outreach for speakers and panelists. I will never, ever, not never do that again.
Really?
I am just it was horrible. It was horrible. It was horrible. It was
Now,
horrible
when you say
because
outreach, you mean you emailed people, right? That's what you mean?
no
Or you did a
ma'am, no
call for
ma'am.
you had a call for
Yes,
speakers.
I had a
You had
call
a
for
call for
speakers, so
speakers.
I did like a video, I did a reel, and then I did like a post where I said that I was looking for speakers. And
Yes.
although I was very specific in my ask, I still got people that I was like, "Where you come from?" Like a
Um,
comedian. Like this ain't no jokes over here. We don't need a comedian.
oh wow.
Spoken word. Like this just wasn't
Yes.
the event for that. So
Right.
thankfully, I did get the right mix of ladies. Some of them were
Good.
amazing. Some not so good. They probably won't ever come back. But
No, no, hold on. That you mean like they weren't so good as in like live? They weren't like in that whole like they
um
weren't good speaking live.
they weren't good at following
Oh,
directions.
okay. Well, never mind then.
They weren't good at speaking live because they couldn't follow directions.
Mm,
Yeah, they were not, they weren't good. But because I'm such a dope producer, like nobody could tell. I
nobody could
just
tell.
made it do what it do. That
Yeah.
it wasn't like that. But a lot of people, I had a lot of women, and it was geared for Black women. So I had a lot of women there that were like, it was eye opening. We talked about everything, y'all: sex, maternal health. We talked about being an advocate for yourself. Of course, we touched on mental health. So it was a really great event. Like, I mean, I was very pleased with it, despite some of the other issues. But I
People
was
who are not following directions. Did you use StreamYard on air or what did you use? What was your platform that you
yes.
used? Okay,
Yes, I
you used
use
it because I
StreamYard
know
on
you
air.
use something else normally, right?
So before I was using Buzzit,
Mhm.
and the only reason why I was using, not to knock John's platform, I love Buzzit, but the only reason why I use anything else is because StreamYard didn't have a place for me to stream like they do now. So like I
Right.
can have people come into StreamYard, although I'm like always in their inbox complaining about something, you know, I still
We'll talk about that in a bit.
yes, but I still, it's just a great place to have them because hell, I'm already in this platform. So yeah,
Mhm.
I've been using StreamYard on air actually since Refresh Her, which was the first series, the first, installment of the Black Woman Wellness series. So
Yeah.
I've been using it since last year, like December of last year when it came out.
And also for people who, again, don't know, StreamYard is a platform that, we're using right now in order to kind of make your stuff look nice. We'll talk about the cuteness and how they change things up. Okay. So,
Exactly.
you will be able to tell you a little bit, especially if you're visually watching this, you'll see what I'm talking about. But StreamYard on air is almost like a webinar platform. It's an event platform. I don't know. It's where somebody can see all this stuff and they can still
Yeah.
comment and be a part of the actual live, but it's closed, so it doesn't have
Yeah.
to go to YouTube, it doesn't have to go to Facebook, and it doesn't have to go to all these places. It goes right to StreamYard's platform, I guess is what
Yeah.
you could call it. So it's
Yeah.
it's one of those things that people have been asking for and being like, thank you for finally doing this, so we don't necessarily
Right.
have to use other platforms to use it.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, I mean, I feel
Exactly.
like it's putting some people out of business, but if those
I
if those
do
people
too.
do it right, if they do it right, they're gonna keep on with their platforms. But StreamYard's definitely taking it
Right.
over for sure.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. I think they are taking it next level. There's still a few little tweaks. I mean, but they're not enough for me to cancel my subscription. Like I actually upgraded so that I could
Did
get
you?
on air.
Yes,
Because
yes,
on
yes,
air
yes.
is a different plan than what I normally, would use. But yeah, I was like, why not? And I do feel like it's a huge competitor. Like I ain't even say competitor. Like there's no competition with it now. Like
No, I don't
you
think
can just
so.
come
I
here
mean,
and it's all in one.
if you're in the Mac world, I mean, Lord, I don't even know the verbiage for Mac world because I am such a PC girl and till I die I'll be PC. But if you're in the Mac world, then maybe like Ecamm is your thing, and you're like, oh, Ecamm, or even
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Restream or whatever. Like, oh no.
I didn't
So
like it either.
for us
Mm-mm,
PC girls and guys, and we are all of StreamYard is something that we
mm-mm.
can use, and it's super easy, and you don't have to do anything crazy or technical. But look,
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about your next event because your last event, you had great speakers come on, and and you went the thing and finding the guests. What's your next event, and how you thinking you're going to change it up or make it better, or what are you doing in the next event?
So this one is actually going to be better. This will be number 4. And my mind is my business is mainly a mental health and wellness
Wait,
summit
what's
for
the name of it?
entrepreneurs.
What's the
My
name of it?
mind is my business.
That is like the best name. I that is so cute. Did you come
Yes.
up with that?
No, actually, my old assistant and this guy I was dating, which he better not ever say it's his when it blow up big. But
Uh-oh.
anyway, they kind of were like tossing ideas out, and they both came up with it. Like one of them said, my mind, my business. And then like the other one said, my mind can be my business or it should be my something like that. And so
Yes,
I was
yes.
just like, this just makes sense because as entrepreneurs, we have to be responsible for our mental health and wellness. And so we can't run businesses unless we really take care of this. So I was like, this makes sense. I love it. Like
Oh, that's
I
cool.
love the name of it. Like it's strictly. I mean, I say it's strictly for entrepreneurs, but it's open to anyone who wants to come. And we do strictly talk about mental health in this event, but it's geared toward the entrepreneur. So we're going to talk about trauma and how you overcome trauma. We're going to talk about boundaries. Why your boundaries keep getting crossed. Why your mental
Yes,
health suck. Like what
in
are the things that
business.
you're not doing as
Yeah.
far as like entrepreneurs. And so the theme this year is you good because we need to check in with ourselves. That's something we do
I
not
love
do.
it.
You good?
Yes.
That is definitely what I'm going to do. So a lot of people are coming back. I did not do speak outreach because I
Okay.
shall not,
So okay,
shall not, never.
what are you doing? You are pitching who you want. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, well, I don't mean to be cocky, but I ain't got a pitch. I just
Okay.
say I
Say,
want
I
you to
need you
be
for
here,
this. I need you for this.
and they
Yeah. And they say
just
yes.
are
Yep.
like, sure,
No,
yes, no. So I don't go through like some of the people that are in our circle, Nicole. Like I don't
yeah.
pitch, like I don't
Yeah,
do
yeah,
it
yeah.
that way. I just mainly, now I'm in your DM. I'm in your DM, like, hey,
Mhm.
this is my next summit, or
Yeah.
this one is really a conference. This is evolved to a conference.
Okay.
Um, and I want you to speak on, so I'm very clear about the ask, what I want, what they get in
Mhm.
exchange, and what next steps are. So I'm excited. It's May the 16th through the 18th, 5 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, and it is for a price. Last year I did it for free. Not this year.
Not this year. So, I mean, when the name is really good. I'm gonna say that out loud. The name is super good. But then when you said it, I was like, and then you said conference. I immediately was like, oh, this could be, and again, we're virtual girls, I know. But the more I was just kind of picturing, I was like, this could actually like be a in-person, my mind
Yes.
is my business like con, like, we think of like conference con,
Yep.
like where it's people
Hmm.
come, and I was just like, that could be a completely branded event with
Right.
vendors, with massage people, with all these
Yes.
things. And I've for the longest
Yes.
time I've been thinking about doing like IV hydration and wellness for
Right.
events, not for just general public, but for
Right.
events. So I was like, if you ever have an in-person meetup with this particular event, I want to bring my IV hydration. Now I haven't started the business, but
Yes.
at some point in my
Yes.
mind, I want to start this business for health and wellness at events, like specifically at
Right.
events.
Right.
So I was like, oh, that'd be so good at that event. But anyway, if you ever get the
Yes.
the need, I'm a vendor that I'm just gonna go ahead and put my hand up right there.
Oh, it's going. It's going in. So 2024 is when I'm set to go in person. I'm gonna take it in person.
Really?
It's gonna be hybrid because I don't want to.
Yeah.
We know we understand the benefits of online, so it's definitely going to
Yes.
be hybrid. I just don't know where I will do the first one in person.
Yes.
I don't think Houston is the place.
Okay.
But I'm going to look at demographics and where people, of course, have
Yeah.
tuned in and just kind of put
Mm.
some feelers out there. But yeah, 2024 is definitely going to be in person.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you, like, I just when you said it, I was like, oh, and then I was like, the merchandising, all these things that just like you can put with that, and really,
Yes.
it's really good. So, are you gonna start like a group program? Are you gonna start a program, a course on this, like surrounding that, or
No.
it's really just it's your event? You want to make sure that you stick with the event.
It's an event, but from the event, I've managed to create a community by mistake, or not intentionally. I think when you create safe spaces around topics like this, you
Yeah.
automatically create community, and people don't
Yes.
realize how online events help you do that. That's one of my mantras when I talk about, online events. And so I kind of just created this community that I didn't realize that was developing there. And so I think I will continue to nurture
Yeah.
that. But I mean, I have been toying with the idea of a program where I bring in people. I just feel like I'm just like the curator because
Yes.
I'm not
And that,
well versed
yeah.
in mental health.
And you don't need to be. You
Yeah,
don't I don't think you need to be. And I think um to have some sort of product that is focused on curation. A lot of people are doing that now. That's
right,
something that people they ain't the expert in it. You know what I mean? But
right,
they're putting it together, and that's just as
right,
valuable when you know people and know
right.
who can come and provide whatever. That's gold. If you're that
Yeah,
person that I call them, the fairy godmother. You can bring people together and bring what your
right,
audience needs to them. You're the fairy
right,
godmother.
right.
So,
And then
but
it
and
takes out the pressure off of you of having the
yes,
content, you know?
yes, absolutely. You talked about you kind of went into a segue into how virtual events are not going away. I know everyone right now kind
Yes.
of wants to believe that you know what, we're in person, nobody's wearing a
Right.
mask, so we're gonna do what we're gonna do. We're gonna come in person. I'm like, child, please, the money hasn't changed, the coins still are the same. I don't have $2,000 and $3,000 to throw on your ticket, let alone a plane
Right.
ticket, because everything is West Coast. Yeah, come on, somebody have an
Yes.
East Coast event.
Yes.
But it's like, I don't have
Yes.
all this money. I know you're not East Coast, but I don't have 2,000 for a ticket. I don't have a plane ride, all that kind of. I just don't.
Right.
So when I start thinking about it and how people are like, oh, we just gonna go in person, or they're eliminating the virtual part. I'm like, please don't
Mm-hmm.
eliminate the virtual part. You're
Yeah.
leaving out a big part of your community. And you even said that you have stumbled upon a community that you want to nurture.
Right.
In-person events does bring about a community, but it's only for the people who was there. Like, so the rest of us is like, well, we don't know. Like, you put these videos
Right.
like, look at this, and we just had the best time. For those who could not
Yeah.
make it, or for those who were not there or a part of the room or in the room
Right.
where it happened, we sitting there like,
Right.
we sitting there like, what, Aaron Burr. I'm thinking about Hamilton. We sitting there like Aaron Burr, like, I won't dare. What happened? I need to be in that room. And you kind of get angry that you weren't there.
Right.
So it's like,
Right.
let's not forget that there are many people that cannot be a part of those kind of events. And
That's true.
we're still
That's
here. We need that community. We need to grow. I don't know. I try not to hate on those videos when people are like, look at my amazing event and everything we did, and we're
Girl,
dancing,
yeah.
and I'll be like,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially
I'm with
especially
you.
when they're
I'm like,
always in LA. Yeah, I was
yes, yes. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
they're
with you
always in
on
LA.
that. Like I was sitting at a table today where where I was talking, and we're always the odd person out, okay? Because they're like, well, online, explain it to me like Microsoft. I was like, no, dude, it is not like Microsoft.
Like
Like
Microsoft. Oh
I am
no.
not, because the guy was like, well, is Microsoft one of your competitors? And I was like, no, actually, I don't feel like we have competitors in this industry, because we all do it for at different levels and different ways. And so when I
Yeah.
sat down and said, well, online events are really just a vehicle. They're a marketing vehicle for your business. And when I broke it down like that, they were like, oh. And then when you say, look at iPhone, look at Apple. What does Apple do every time a new iPhone comes out? And they were like, you're right. They do an online. Absolutely. They do an online event. So we talk to coaches, course creators. Why are you not launching
Right.
with an online event? It's like people are now getting it. And even
Yeah.
those that are in person, I did 3 consultations this week alone, Nicole, where people were like, my event's in person. It has to be in person, but can you help us with the virtual aspect of this event?
Mm. And make sure that's not an afterthought, because I think that some people are
Yep.
like, okay, we got this in person, we got this DJ. Oh yeah, that's right. We also got these online tickets that we want to sell. But like
Right.
they kind of forget the virtual
Right.
audience. I'm like, please don't forget the virtual audience. I remember one event that I wasn't the producer of the virtual event, but essentially they were on stage and they were like, hey, to the online people, and that was it. And I was like, oh, like I was like,
Oh
no,
my
if I was
God.
the
I know your
producer,
heart fell.
yeah, because
Yeah,
I
I
was
know
like,
your
oh
heart fell.
no, because it's like they're not a part of it. They're hey, we're gonna
Right.
wave at you and that's it. We're not gonna acknowledge the fact that,
Right.
you can't quote unquote be a part of this. Oh, that it broke my heart. But
Yes.
vanity events, something I want to talk about with you about vanity events and what they used to be and how they are no more, and there's no room for vanity
Right.
events anymore.
Right.
Like talk to us about what a vanity event is, and then why are they a thing of the past now?
So for me, my definition of that is just an event where you just go and there's really no purpose behind the event.
Mm,
Like there's no measurables. And I think that's a new word in this realm, because
mhm,
from for a person who did in person for 8 years, yeah, like 7, 8 years before COVID, that was not something we really looked at. So vanity events is just to showcase your darn business. Like, what are you actually doing? There's really no real purpose to them. And
mhm,
so now I'm seeing where people are like, I want to do this in-person event. However, I don't want to miss the mark with online. We actually found out that we have clientele that's in another country or that's in another
mhm,
state, and we
mhm,
don't want them to feel left out. We don't want them to feel like they're not a part of it. And so now they understand that KPIs are important. Those key performance indicators, like what is the point of you doing this event? If it's for
mhm,
lead gen, okay, let's talk about it. What does it need to look like for lead gen? If it's to grow your business and get X amount of people in the room and you want to convert this many people, then we talk about that as well. So I think those type of events have gone away. Like people just
Mhm.
don't want to waste time with them anymore. And then when you think about it, your audience is super targeted. When you have very clear key performance indicators, you go after the market that you're supposed to go after
Mhm.
for your event. So they show up in the room and you are more likely to convert them now because you
Mhm.
got the right people in the room.
Right. And let's also remember that we are not like, oh, I need 10,000 people at my event. Like we're very specific. You know how I used to be like, I
Yes.
got 10,000 people, oh, excuse me, to sign up for my event, not to
Yes.
actually come, because none of them actually are people I'm going to sell my
Right.
course to or my group
Right.
program, whatever it is. So, yeah. So,
Exactly.
so I know, Lakeisha, that you preach KPIs. You preach it
Yes.
to the
Yes.
point where like most people are like, what's she talking about again? Maybe I should think about it. But but if you're gonna do a virtual event that is impactful, you got to make sure you know
Yep.
why you're doing it and that you have some
Yep.
kind of indicators of, this person showed up and it was the right person that showed up, not just a bunch of
It was the
people
right
that
person. Right.
right that just are kind
Right.
of there. So I mean, I'm
Right.
gonna segue into my next Legion event that I'm gonna do. Um,
Yes.
yeah, well, I
Woo-hoo!
do the bundles to grow my
Yes.
audience. I mean, every time it is pretty much doubled my email list, which is insane. And
Right.
people stay on it. The people who don't need to be there are gone, and I want you gone. And I've said it before. Like, if you don't want to open my
Right.
email, get off my
Peace.
email list. If you don't like what I'm saying, unsubscribe. If you're not about it,
Right.
get off of it. Because
Right.
I'm paying more email. I'm paying ConvertKit more. So you need to be
Right.
opening up whatever I don't necessarily think you need to be buying, but you need to at least, open up my stuff or interact or
Right.
something with it. So yeah, so I'm super excited. I'm probably going to scrub the list and then get back into the new Legion event,
Yep.
which
I've
is a
done that.
bundle, which yeah, I think you have to scrub your list. It's, you know,
Yeah.
this the only way to grow and
Yeah.
to have a good performance numbers saying, hey, do people even give a crap about what you say? And if they don't,
Right.
if you're,
Right.
if you talk about something and people are like, what's she talk about? Like, I would love it if somebody reply and say, Nicole, I don't know what you're talking about. That I can, at least I know they
Right.
opened it. How about that? But
Right.
yeah, so my next Legion event is coming up. It'll be another bundle where I get my collab partners together. We're going to have awesome products that they normally have for paid, not for free, in their business, and we're going to have maybe a week that we give all those products for free, and people can, be blessed with these products. So
Yes.
I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be. I'm still trying to figure out what the name is. I might bring back an old name from something, um,
Hmm.
just because I'm sick of figuring out new names. So
I know, right?
just use what I already have. As far as I'm concerned, use what I
Yes.
already have. Okay. So I wanted to go into let's go into, do you want to go into StreamYard features or
Sure.
new
So they
StreamYard?
can hear what I'm saying.
Look, I'm gonna put you on this let me see. I'm gonna put you on this, okay. Because if you want to create a reel, this has the what do you call it?
This
The
has
dimension.
this yeah, the dimensions. Yeah.
This has the dimension for it. So let me see. I actually have, look at me. I actually have the video and I guess the sound bite. Let me move on my computer. For where is it? Here it is. For what we just did. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick. Do, 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 do. There it is. So what we just did, where I created a new layout. I'm just gonna play a little bit of what they said, okay? Okay, hold on.
Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that we just launched custom layouts. You can now design your own high-quality layouts inside the studio. Choose to customize our existing layouts or create your own. You can use one or all of the 3 critical components to custom layouts: a dynamic camera grid, a camera slot, and a media slot. Each element has its own set of customization options, ensuring you have complete creative control over the design process. You can design and save up to 8 custom layouts, so they're easy to access for every show. Custom layouts are very easy to use. I'll walk you through it.
Yes.
Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna turn that off. Okay, so that's the first new feature that they've had, and you just saw kind of a little bit of different custom layouts that I've done. You
Right.
know, this is just me playing with some stuff and not really, whatever. Uh, but have you heard about this yet, Lakeisha? Have you been using it?
I have not used it. I've heard about it. I get that emails. I'm like, what? What now? Fix what I need you to fix. I don't care about the other stuff. But yeah, I get their emails and then like I follow them. I think I have them on post notifications on my event planning page, IG page. So like when they
Okay.
announce like the new updates, I get them, so I'll know. But I haven't used it yet. I probably will use it for my mind is my business stuff, more than
Yes, I
likely.
mean, because you can have, especially when you have like 5 and 6 and 7 people on the stage, and to have everybody nicely put on the stage, and for those who are hearing impaired, they've been using it for ASL interpreters, having them like
Mm-hmm.
plan it in one camera and everybody else around. So I don't know. I think
Yeah.
it definitely, I've seen a lot of people using it and making it, they're really producing. Like it's
Right.
allowing us to produce and really make a, when I say produce, like just make a clean product that people can look at and say, dang, is that the, what is that? The news? Is that the,
Right.
is that a Holloway film? I
Right.
mean, like we're really creating something that's visually appealing to people.
Yeah.
So, this is my first time doing it right here, the new custom layout. But I can
Yeah. I'm
definitely see.
definitely gonna use it.
Yeah. And then the other one that we just were talking about was the guest streams your live. Like, so whoever's
Yep.
your guest on your live actually streams it. So hold on, let me see if I can find that one, that video. But people are like, what you talking about? Let me see if I can find so it could be evidence on my thing. Okay. Let me see if I can bring it on
And
the.
they're really good about updating their YouTube channel. So I
Yeah, they
like that
are.
about
They
them.
are. Okay, let me see.
Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that we just launched Guest Destinations. You can choose to enable this setting, and it will allow your guests to stream to their destinations as well. Your guests can choose to stream to all of the platforms StreamYard integrates with: Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, and more. Your guests can stream to 2 of their own destinations, up to a total of 6 guest destinations for the broadcast. This doesn't affect the host's multi-streaming limit. To enable guest destinations, head to your studio settings.
Okay, I'm gonna stop all that because I don't want the instructions tutorial here. But I think we kind of have a little bit. I think we have a little bit of a difference of opinion. I see this as being something that could really benefit collaborations if it's live streaming. Like if I have you, I have 2, 3 other people. Now, granted, it's not an event, so I'm not allowing this in an event at all. But if I have
Right.
something where I'm like, hey, I really would love for us all to benefit as far as getting people to this interview, whatever you want to call it, online show, whatever it is you do, and having your guests streaming it to their platforms just allows for just more people to see it, to experience it, be a part of it.
Right.
So I love the idea of the potential for collaboration to just make it your live streams to not just be all about, let me see how many people I can get to watch, but let's expand it to me being in front of other people's audiences a lot easier. That's where I see that.
Right.
But you were like, no, I'm not gonna as far as like them naming, because they do have the opportunity to name your stream
Yep.
and change a few things as far as like description on their page. Um yeah, what were your thoughts about that?
Like I mainly do events, so you're not going to stream to any location if you are a guest
Yes.
speaker panelist on my event. So if I did a webinar, if I did like a live fireside chat, something like that, then probably I would want them to stream. No, you're not changing the name. I named it, and that's the name you need to keep it. So,
Yeah.
and I think for me, it's for continuity. So
Mm.
if it's my webinar guest spot, whatever, like I will want it to be the same name
Mm.
so that people can find it both ways. Like to me it just makes more sense to do it that way, even if you are a guest, because a lot of times when we're guests on people's shows we say, hey, I was on Nicole's show, go check it out. Okay,
Right.
well, you if you rename it something else, you may or
Mhm.
may not be able to find it, is my thing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I would hope that whoever is your guest would respect that. Like, hey, please
Right,
put this as the title. Please put this as your description, whatever, whatever. Um, so I think that's more about like a respect thing. Like, do you guys
right.
have respect back and forth to make sure that happens? But I definitely can see how that can work. The big question we had, and I'm gonna put us in this nice little IG reels, StreamYard, do we have the capability of doing that particular guest streaming to their live channels? Do they have to have a StreamYard account? That's one question that I had. And something that maybe there should be some sort of video pop up or something where it says, hey, you have the ability to stream to your own platform. This is how you set it up. Because I can see people like, what's this? How does this work? What are you talking about? And it being a little
Right.
bit confusing to them if they've never used StreamYard. Now, a lot of people used it. So I don't know if this would be a real
Right.
problem for anybody, but just
I'm not
wondering.
surprised that StreamYard is not clear. I mean, yeah, I'm their biggest supporter, but I also will get in they, you know what. So
Yeah.
for me on my side, I see something that says stream this to your audience. Well, if you're a button clicker, you just could be clicking different things that going where you don't need to go. I think
Mhm.
based off of the video and then like the IG reel that they did, they said that a guest could stream up to any of the locations that StreamYard has. So I don't think they necessarily have to have an account. I think
Okay.
if they don't have to have a StreamYard account, but they do have to, of course, have an account to, LinkedIn or
Some sort.
YouTube or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And I think they could put that information in, but YouTube is different because it takes us what, 2 days to get
Yes,
approval?
that's true. Yeah, so YouTube would not, I wouldn't think YouTube would not be included in any of this stuff.
Right,
It would be
right.
a Facebook, it would be a LinkedIn, it
A
would be for a Facebook
LinkedIn.
group. Um
Yep, yep,
or
yep.
or if you have Instagram live on desktop,
Yes,
which
that
no
haven't
one
that hasn't come
no
yet.
one seems to have except
Yeah,
for one of my mentors. She was like the only one who has
yeah,
it. She says, does anybody else have it? And we're like, no. So
yeah. And I
so
think
that's
also the streaming to your audience, like that would be something where we'd have to jump on. That would be like a prep time thing. Because even with
mm,
Facebook groups, you have to go in and actually give it
yes.
permission
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
to, attach to your group. So, I mean, there's some pros and cons to that. And if your person isn't very tech savvy,
Mm,
then you just spent
yeah.
your whole damn prep time trying to get them to figure out their YouTube. I mean, not probably YouTube, but
Yeah, how to make the
Facebook.
connection to their stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
see
I'm
you
not
there.
down.
Well, speaking of new features, you got the broadcast channel on IG. How do I know? Because I was invited to to I guess watch, listen, read your broadcast show. And I'm
Mhm.
still like, how y'all get it and how do I get it? Like I'm always behind when it comes to IG. I'm like, God darn, like this. I mean, I've been invited. I was like, what is this? But I saw your name, and your name is the first one I clicked on to see what it was. Because I was like, okay, what is she doing? So so tell us what it is and how it's been going for you, because every time you put something on it, I do look at it. And how have you noticed anything change for IG using broadcast channels?
So I felt honored for one, because I don't never get nothing. Okay, I ain't even got 5,000 followers yet,
I mean,
which I
who
don't
does
really care about
nowadays?
that.
I feel
Yeah,
like
but
nobody does
it's
anymore.
about engagement anyway. To me,
Yeah.
with the brand deals I get, it's about engagement.
Yes.
But I actually got a message that said that I was able to create a broadcast channel, and I was like, "Who, me? Like what?" And so then I was able to go in and name it. You can put backgrounds on it. They have like pre-done
Pre-done stuff,
backgrounds, or you
templates,
have a
yeah.
color on it. And so for me, it was a great way to expand my mental wellness space, which
Mhm.
is mind your business. So my mind is my business, it's the conference, but mind your business is the mental wellness safe space that I have. And so it was just super easy to have it there. I mainly post during my morning walks because sometimes y'all can hear me out of breath trying to talk and walk at the same time. But it gives me a level of intimacy with you all that a reel doesn't give.
Right.
That going live doesn't give sometimes, or even posting doesn't give. It allows me to have this safe space where I can talk to you about what may be going on with me mentally, but also share insight, share videos, do poll. Like I love the fact that we can do polls in there
Yes. Yes,
and
yes,
stuff
yes.
like that. Now, I don't like. Well, I don't know. I kind of don't like that y'all can't talk back. That you can only
Yeah,
like.
I was gonna ask that. How do people like click your name and get in your DMs? Or because I don't like the aspect of I can't like just maybe click on it and click reply. And then my brain, this is how to
Yeah.
make it better. This is how to make it better. Is to click reply and then I can reply to your broadcast and then it just goes straight to your DMs. You just get
Right.
DMs with the replies. To me, I think that boosts engagement because now all of a sudden your DMs are blowing up, but
Right.
it's just, you know what I mean? Like I would think that's what they want. Like there's some two-way
Yeah.
communication with the broadcast, but hopefully they update that because
Yeah.
I think
I'm
I'd like
hoping they
to
do
say stuff
too.
back, you know?
Yeah, I would hope that they would. The thing is, broadcast channel wasn't even supposed to come to the US until later this year or next year. So I'm
That's
actually
probably when I'll get
in
it.
you
That's probably when I'll
so
get it
whatever
later
his
this year,
name
next year.
is, yeah, whatever his Masiera Adam, whatever the CEO of IG, I'm in a broadcast channel with him. So some creators got invited to a broadcast channel with him before they even launched it anywhere. They always
Okay.
do stuff in the UK first. So it was in the UK first. And then they said, well, we started releasing it. So I didn't know that once I opened the channel that it was going to start like sending you all messages or something was popping
Yes.
up. So
Yeah,
some
yeah,
people
we
were
get
like,
little messages. Yeah.
yeah, so they were like DMing me, like, thank you for inviting me to this safe space. And I was like, what? I didn't
Did
invite
I?
nobody over here. Like, I didn't do that. But I guess it sends out the message. And then I saw as other creators or people who got access to it, when their channels came up, it sent me the same thing.
Right, right, right,
So
right,
it
right.
sent me this same thing. So it seems like Instagram they're trying to be, I think, making it better, quote unquote, for creators who have, certain level of content, but it's also helping with, I think, branding as well. Like there's a
Mhm.
new feature, we didn't even talk about this one, where you can literally say to a brand, hey, I'm here, I'm open for collaboration. You can even go in and say, I want to work with Nike.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Now
So
Mikey would
it's
be
just
like, "Who
different.
you?" But
Yeah, Nike might be like, girl,
like, "Who that?"
bye.
But
But
yeah,
yeah, I just think the broadcast channel is because even in the one that he has, where he tells us about the updates that are coming, like
right.
sometimes I want to cuss them out up in there. Like, are you serious? Y'all finna, blah blah blah. Like, there's no way to talk back. And so I think when you create community, the part of community that we preach about is engagement. So
Yes,
a
yes.
red heart is just one thing. I want to
Mhm.
know how you really feel about when I
What
talked
I just
about
said. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
focus. Like, what do you really feel about it? All you can do is red hearted. All you can do is a thumbs up or respond to my poll. But I'm wondering, like, is it really reaching you?
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
really impactful to you?
And I would hope that people would get in your DMs and let you know that it's impactful. It's amazing, because I mean, like I said, I've been red hearting and I'll see it. I'm only a part of 2 because honestly, I thought it was a subscription thing. When I first saw it, I was like, I ain't subscribing and paying for nobody channel.
Right?
I'm not
Like,
doing
for
that. That's
real.
what I thought. I thought it was a Patreon thing because I think they do have something similar where
They
for
do have
pay.
subscriptions.
Yeah, for pay.
Yeah.
And that's what I thought it was. I was like, no, I ain't gonna pay nobody nothing. But then I saw yours.
Right.
I was like, well, maybe I don't think it's pay. Like, I don't think well, let me look. And then
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's
Yeah.
not for pay. This is not the same thing. So
Yeah, I wouldn't have set up that. I think that's gonna affect subscriptions though. Although with
mm,
subscriptions, you're supposed to get access to what very exclusive content. I think if you have a broadcast channel, you can leverage that for the same thing because I can
right,
upload videos and files, like I said, as well as put stickers and polls in there.
right.
So if I could get the free 99 in your broadcast channel, I'm not finna go get your subscription.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's funny because they rolled out subscription, which is a
Right.
great thing, allowing people to make money for more exclusive content. I mean, I guess Patreon, that's kind of a Patreon type thing. So I think that's
Mm-hmm.
great, but like is it too close together? Broadcast, like, how is that going to compete? Because in my brain, I'm like,
Right.
I'm just not going to pay for that. Not yet. Not yet.
Right.
I'm not going to pay for your exclusive content. So why don't I just get on a broadcast channel of somebody I really love as opposed to having to pay
Right.
for? I don't know. I thought it came out too close together because when I realized what broadcast channel was, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I think they kind of sprung it on us because again, they when the broadcast channel thing happened, he Adam put out this thing and said, "Hey, if you want to, see what it's like, you can join." And I mean, it's probably hundreds of thousands of us in
Yeah.
this broadcast channel, and all we can do is heart things or whatever the
Yeah.
case may be.
No
And
real
then
communication back.
yeah, it's like no real communication back at all. And so then, it came out like, oh, well, it's in the UK. Even when they said the Meta Verified was only in the UK. Well, hell, now
Yeah.
I mean, people say that they have that option now. That's what I'm not gonna do.
Girl, please. They always trying to get money for something. Okay, so let's do this one last topic before we go away because I know that you had stuff to say about it. Somebody new has hit the scene, and we use the word token in this neck of the woods. We use the word token has hit the scene, and I know. If I'm just gonna say, like, if you're not an African American, you may not understand what we mean by token. So
Right.
what does token mean to us? And why do we even care? Because I was like, why do I get so upset when I see it's almost like I feel upset for that person. Like they're
Right.
using you. Can't you see they're using you? Like
Right.
that's what
Right.
my mind I say. But what does token mean to you, Lakeisha?
To me, it's almost derogatory in a sense of you really don't see or value me as a person, just as an ethnicity, if I'm saying that word right. Like you just see
Ethnicity,
me,
yeah.
yeah, ethnicity. You don't see me as me. That it's me being a woman, me being black, whatever it is, that is what you see. And so because you don't have a shoe in to that community, you want to use me as a way to get in. Like I hate it. I
Well, I
hate it.
mean, it's funny because I think token is mean different things to me over the years. Like token when I was younger in school, because I was one of the only black kids in all white classes
Right.
most of my school year, and when I went to a PWI,
Yeah.
it was the same thing. So I was kind of the
Right.
token, meaning I was the only black girl, the only black person there. So that's what token meant then to me. But as I've gotten older, token does mean kind of well, it was negative then too, but but
Yeah.
it becomes
Right. Yeah.
it's not that much to change. But it's also negative. It's not seen as the best thing, at least by
Right.
those who feel like that person is being, I don't know, the word is marginalized, exploited,
Right.
something along their
Right.
clout in the community is being exploited by
That
someone who
part.
is not of
Right.
that ethnicity,
That
if that makes any sense.
that part. Yeah, because you can pick anybody from the community. Why do you want the rich person? Why do you want the person who's seen as successful? Like, if your goal is to reach Black people, then find someone that's Black. And like, why do you go for those ones? So yeah.
Those ones. Yeah. So a new one has hit the scene. I feel like we talk
Hmm.
about the same person utilizing tokens over
Yes.
and over and over. And it's a male that it is a white male
Right.
that uses I'm just gonna say that continually uses
Right.
certain black men to to further
Yes.
themselves in the black community. And it's like, and even then I'm kind of like, do y'all really have a relationship? Or is it like, if you were not rich, would I even know your
Right.
name? Would I even
What I
care to know your name?
That part. Like, I think for me with this one person, I don't think I will ever forget the comments made during a very racially motivated event that was happening. And you had to be literally living under a rock to not know what it is and to be oblivious about it. And then to share the story, like, you look dumb. Like, basically, you look really dumb telling
You were
the
ignorant
story.
when you said it the first time. Now you're
Yeah.
saying it again, and you're
Yeah.
like, that just
You
makes you
look
look
like,
ridiculous.
yeah, you look really, really stupid. And so then I try to see it from the stance of, all of us don't get seats at tables. I'm the
Yes.
type, like, F your table, I'm gonna create my own. But
Right.
all of us don't get a seat at the table. And I think sometimes these tokens see it as, well, I don't care what his agenda may have been or whatever it is. I just want to expose my crew or my group of people to them, to whatever this person is offering. And then it's like, well, you forget about the people who may not can afford
Mm.
said product or service. Like, you forget about us because you're only thinking about yourself and not your community. And I feel like the Black community, we don't always support each other in the ways that we should, but we'll go support them. We'll go run over
Mm.
there and support them, like, really big and bad,
There it
and
is. I
they
mean,
make us look crazy.
I mean that's pretty much the hit sentence right there. That is the
Mm-hmm.
sentence where it's supporting them, but not necessarily supporting our own. And
Mm-hmm.
we're getting real here. Two Biz Besties. This is things we talk about
Right.
on the side of
Exactly.
what it's like to be a black business owner. Just period. And I'm going to do better just with myself, when I start thinking
Right.
about like who's on my stages, not saying that, oh, it has to be all black, but I am saying that I got to be very, very, very mindful of the fact that I have a stage and that there are
Right.
many amazing black voices that can teach everything that I want to be taught.
Right. Right.
And seeking them out and making sure I know who
Right.
they are. So
Right. Yeah. I am going to say that my stages will be all Black. I'm not going to say that I will be on all Black stages. I'm going
mm,
to be on, the mother folk stages if I can. They probably won't after
yeah.
they see this. However,
Uh-oh.
on my stages, it will
Mhm.
always be all Black, mainly probably all Black women, if possible.
Mm.
Like, people been messing with me, like, well, you forget about the man. I'm like, y'all ain't my people.
Uh,
Like, I don't know.
and
Might do
and
something.
sometimes that it is what it is. Like, it's
Right.
like, oh, I need to open up my audience. Again, the very Fempreneur line, it was that name in itself. The
Right.
name in itself, it has a female connotation. So I get it. And I
Exactly.
also have gotten well, why don't you talk to men? I'm like, for what? Like, that's not my
I don't
audience. Like,
want to talk
whereas
to
some
y'all.
men, they don't
Yeah.
want to talk to the women. They don't want to talk to the women. Okay, that's
Right.
them. Stay in your lane. Who is your audience? Who is it that you want to reach? So I get it.
Right.
So I get,
Right.
I
Yeah.
totally get it. So okay, so as we end on that lovely talk about token, uh, That's
We
okay, but
messy,
these are
y'all. We are
we're
messy.
very
Okay.
messy. Oh my goodness. But anyway, so April's coming up. Anything happen in
Yes.
April, Lakeisha, that we should know or you're doing or
Um, April is probably just gonna be work, work, work,
yeah.
work. Now, it's my mom's anniversary in April. So April sometimes
Um,
is really hard for me.
yeah.
But I'm just gonna be working on the conference.
Yeah.
And just really just looking at like what's next
Yeah.
for me because
Yeah.
I was like, I'm out this event planning game, but folks been hitting your girl up a lot. So I'm like, how can I like because I don't want to work with you in that sense, what else can
Right.
I do? You know what I'm
I don't
saying?
want to
Like,
do it for you, but
yes. Yeah,
we
ain't no done
can.
for you no more. We done. We done
No,
with
I
that.
think we're done with that.
So
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
I think April. Well, April is my birthday month. It's a lot of things. It's my birthday month.
Yes.
It's my grandmother's angel version. I love how you said that. Angel
Ah,
day, angel birthday. My
anniversary.
yeah, I love how you said it. But so it's a lot of things happening in April. But I would say, my father-in-law is coming home, but he's still on the ventilator, all that sort of stuff. So, but he's coming home. So nobody thought he'd
Yes.
be this far. So I'm super grateful for that. So a lot of
Right.
things happen in April. The Legion event, that'll probably be in late April. Lakeisha, write that down so you can so you can be a part of it.
Because I'm always late, y'all. I'll be the one like, girl, wait, you
Can you
closed the
put me?
form, open it back up.
But I always let it in. You know what I mean? This is what happens when you know somebody. You're just like, okay, you're
Right.
in. You don't have to tell me what the product is. Just send it to me before the day before, so I can make sure I put it in there. But yeah, so I'm having another bundle event, Legions. We're gonna have finish up that boot camp that I started at the beginning of March, or maybe it was February. I don't know. But it's coming to the end, and those ladies have been really great, and just finishing up some loose ends. So it's going to be a good April, and
Yeah.
we're going to see everybody. You can hear the April edition. We should probably get off this and
Yes.
schedule that
Like
April
right
date.
now. Like right now.
All right, y'all. We will see you next month. We're going to get off here
Peace
and
out,
schedule
y'all.
that date. All right, bye.
Yes.